So, Resident Evil Requiem released, and after watching Chase and Ricky play it...
Oh, tu madre, coñazo.
She ran through the Molotov! She ran through the Molotov!
I wanted to play a Resident Evil game. Well, the last one I played looked like this. So why not Platinum one with some great assets? I go into my first playthrough of this with no guides, no list of missable trophies, no nothing, just a man thinking about some titties. Before the game starts, get this channel to 10k subs and I'll platinum all ring and drop a like to help the algorithm gods. Our story starts with Mia reading to Rose, before asking us to put her to bed. We first have to start by asserting our athletic dominance over Rose by scoring an absolute screamer.
Didn't have much trouble bringing that under control. Oh, he's going it alone at the moment. And why not? There was just no stopping him.
Now I'm locked in for this. Back down to have some dinner, and Chris is apparently really hit we didn't invite him to our family dinner.
Chris? What the hell?
Sorry.
No! What? Why?
Hey, you. You're finally
Wait,
awake.
hold up, that's the wrong game. After working our way through the woods, we arrive at the village and pick ourselves up a knife. We're then immediately rewarded for stealing a knife by being given a gun. This house must be hungry, ceiling eating him and floor coming for me. After fending off our first zombie with some of the best aim you'll see all week, it gets better, I promise. We get down to business by popping the crafter trophy for crafting an item, and then use photo mode for an easy trophy pop. I accidentally switched to my blade gameplay scene like an absolute professional and popped the not Lycan this trophy for surviving the Lycan attack. We then meet an old woman who lets us know that we need to head towards Hogwarts School of Titties and BDSM. A little way up the road we pop a Goat of Warding to get a trophy and then hunt a beard down for another. We need 2 crests for the gate to get to the castle. One is in the church and the next one is outside Louisa's house. As reaching her place and helping some residents through the gate, we're rewarded for our troubles by being attacked by an overprotective dad. We pick up the screwdriver needed to get the second crest and escape through the roof. Once inside the castle, we're immediately captured and introduced to our antagonist for this game. This slimy Quasimodo looking freak is Moreau. Next up is Donna and a creepy doll Angie. Heisenberg, who gives the term metalhead a new meaning. Dimitrescu, who needs no introduction, and Miranda, the woman orchestrating everything. After wriggling free, we go on the run, but quickly realise it's less of an Indiana Jones escape, and we may just be in a Saw film instead. We use one of the traps set for us to our advantage to get out of our handcuffs and pop the Four Lords trophy. We finally get to use the lift from earlier to meet Duke, our merchant, and Dr. Now's mortal enemy. We pitch our first item for him and get the Patron trophy and head into the castle. We're given a very warm welcome from Dimitrescu and her daughters, and Ethan is struggling to work out if we should be scared or aroused. We finally escape and use some magic juice to heal ourselves before creeping our way through the castle. After getting chased through the dungeon, we meet one of the sisters. I'll be honest, I don't know which is which. But because she said this,
bullets cannot harm.
I dumbass thought I had to use my knife on her, making this take way longer than it should have done. After finally taking her out, we head through to the kitchen and pick up some wine of questionable origin and grab the trophies for equipping an attachment to a gun and picking a lock like the dirty thief that we are. We continue creeping our way through the castle until ending up outside Dimitrescu's window, realising we are not an introvert or an extrovert, and we are indeed a pervert. Even though she did indeed see us creeping outside the window, not too happy with this, she decides to reenact Undertaker vs Mankind on top of the cell.
My daughters! And now you even try to steal my property! How dare!
She then follows us into the basement to ask if we need a hand. We run circles until she's far enough away that we can retrieve our hand. Alright, guess we're made of Lego. We pick up the ball used to get the Labyrinth trophy later on, And we've got another one of the sisters to get through now, who consists of opening the window, then giving her an American high school special. Next up we solve a labyrinth to make the trophy pop. We head to the roof, pick up a sniper, and grab the trick shot trophy, all while OBS is paused. You didn't think I was a pro before, you surely will now. Now remembering to actually have things recording, I combine 2 treasures for the repairer trophy and head through the wall to fight the final sister. After blowing up the wall and let the cold air in, she quickly freezes, meaning it's time to fight Lady Dimitrescu. She's not too happy with our grave robber and comes back to take what's his. We happily oblige. Here, not being happy with our artistic response of stabbing her to return the knife, transforms into that.
That's a challenging.
After shooting this hefty target for a while, she throws us into the tower for us to climb for the final showdown. As she knows pretty much a stationary target, we shoot her in the face a bit more before we take her down, and in turn she takes us down to the bottom of the tower, giving us a trophy that was more wishful thinking. We pick up a jar of piss and head back to the village. Duke lets us know that it's part of Rose, and seeing as we're made of Lego, she can't be that broken. We take out our frustrations on a crow and get the Squawk Shot trophy for shooting 5. And finally the game gets a jump scare out of me while on our way to see Donna and Angie. This is a different kind of boss compared to the others, as once you're here you lose access to all of your weapons.
Wait, where's my gun?
But also due to this, I never felt like I was actually in any danger of dying compared to Lady Dimitrescu's castle. Eventually I worked through the puzzle of the mirror mannequin until whatever this thing was
What the fuck are you?
appears, after which it's a mad dash for the fuse, then creeping around to bring it back to the elevator to get it back up to the top floor. At which point I let Part take over the commentary. Now with upgraded key in hand, it's time to head back to the village and head for Moreau's hideout. On our way we were reminded that Shao Tucker did no wrong as Nina comes to play. After hiding and then grabbing the nearby pro pipe, we make short work of it. Sneak out of the way into Moreau's hideout and grab a piece of Rose before he knows we're there. But then we stick around too long and he traps us in the area. It was this scene here where I realised I knew the subtitles. 4 playthroughs later I still have no clue what he said. Next we open our final outhouse for the trophy to pop and head down to take him on. We make short work of him and pop the trophy. Before we can even get out of here, we're goaded into hunting down Heisenberg, but before I go and do that, I hunt down the treasures around the map and get the trophy for setting an enemy on fire. On our way to where I presumed Heisenberg was hiding, we pro-pipe 3 enemies at once to get the Strategist trophy, before heading deeper to fight Urias to pop the Up Yours trophy. We pick up our final piece of Rose and then head back to the village. After dropping her into this chalice, we somehow stash it somewhere and drop it up the road and pop the trophy for doing so. We wander into Heisenberg's factory where he reminds us that he is the danger. We take out some frustrations by shooting down an enemy of his production line, and we work our way through the factory, killing Planeface before being gifted a tank by Chris to take out Heisenberg, popping a trophy for doing so. Miranda comes for a quick visit and now as we prepare to punch a boulder, we find out if the trophy for visiting every area will pop, and there it is. Quickly run our way through the village like a meaty bulldozer until we summon a cat to destroy some Megamycete roots. We then proceed to do the same to this big fucker who seems to have respawned. We finally make it to the Megamycete and pop a trophy for it. We free Mia, who Miranda had kept captive all this time, and she reveals that
you don't understand how special he is.
Back to Ethan again, and he's in some sort of purgatory with Evelyn, who reveals to us that Ethan has been dead since the start of Resident Evil 7.
You were murdered by Jack. Now do you get it? Your whole body is nothing but mold.
Ethan then wakes up to find that Duke has come and retrieved us and we're on our way to Miranda. We pop it full of more lead than American high school. Ethan makes the ultimate sacrifice to take out the Megamycete once and for all. The trophies pop for beating standard and casual difficulties at the same time. Thank God for stacking trophies. Now that the story is done, we can start some of the cleanup. While doing a knife-only playthrough, I knock an arrow out of the air to pop this trophy. And after a few hours of stabbing crotches, we get the knives out and the Dash and Dad trophies for beating the game with just a knife and under 3 hours. Now on our 3rd playthrough, we finally get the trophy for pushing a Lycan away. It literally took me 3 playthroughs to even work out how to do this. Followed up by popping Urias in the first Lycan attack, and breaking every window in Dimitrescu's castle. We take down Nina's bigger cousin and read every single file. And we finally finish a playthrough without using more than 4 recovery items. We quickly go back to the main menu, pop these 2 trophies for viewing all concept art and character models, leaving us with 1 full playthrough left. Village of Shadows, which will also be done without spending over 10k with Duke. I'd made this up bigger in my head, but with an unlimited ammo pro pipe and assault rifle it wasn't too bad. We start by popping our last go. Yep, took 4 playthroughs. I could not follow a guide to save my life apparently. And after a lot of explosions we popped 3 trophies, less than 10k spent, Village of Shadows difficulty and hardcore difficulty. We start up a new playthrough just far enough to unlock Duke so that we can unlock the final crafting recipe.
Till next we meet.
And then use it to get another trophy, attach the final gun parts, and have a money amount with all 7s, which took a hell of a lot more mass than I expected. Next up is the mode I was dreading after reading reviews, Mercenaries. After a few minutes I popped the 30 combos, so this really can't be too bad, right? 2 days later, and smacking my head against the wall in hard mode with Ethan, I caved and bought the DLC. Now we have access to crits and 2 extra maps. We immediately pop the trophies for Village and River of Blood completions and grind our way through the legendary Cowboy trophy, which also pops the plot. Now I'm left with a choice, end with the Platinum trophy or get the 100%, and I paid for it, so goddamn I'm getting the 100%. I decided to take on Shadows of Rose. Starts with Rose meeting Kay on a bench who tells her he knows how she can be rid of her powers. We go to a lab where he tells Rose there's a purifying crystal with the memories of the fragment of the Megamicy. So without any hesitation we dive on in and find ourselves still in the lab, but darker. Somehow this is connected to the dungeon. After creeping our way through, we are saved by another version of ourselves. The one helping us gets sucked by a knockoff Dementor. After running from the Dementors, we end up in Lady Dimitrescu's castle. The Duke is here, looking all evil. We also have a spirity friend helping us throughout this DLC. He leads us to our first upgrade, which enables us to use mold powers to wither these mold plants. After using these 20 times, we pop a trophy for doing so. We use the powers to collect the 3 mass needed to open the container for the crystal, at which point we are ambushed by Duke. Told it's a fake and brought into this axe boss, which involves us dodging until his glowy spots open, then shoot until he eventually keels over. Duke then decides he wants to summon more, so we jump down. This brings us to House Beneviento, which is actually more enjoyable than going through this with Ethan. Even in this DLC we are stripped of all our items and made to solve some easiest puzzles while being chased by mannequins. After the lift ride we've somehow ended up in a little nightmares, which after sneaking through we find ourselves against this axe boss, Evelyn. This fight comes down to hide when she shoots, blast her when she's not attacking. Our Sosai gets the better of us and we're saved by Ethan. We find ourselves in the village and head towards where the Megamicy was in the base game. Once there we find a real crystal and begin to lose our powers until ambushed by Miranda. Ethan comes to the rescue again and we run to try and escape. Miranda catches us and Ethan gives her the American high school special. He tries to protect us until he becomes a kebab, so Rose smashes the crystal, regaining all of her powers and takes on Miranda. This boss fight boils down to catch her light balls, dodge her dashes, and shoot her in the face until done. We get extra power from Ethan and put an end to it, netting us the trophies for finishing on standard and beginner. And with no new game plus in this mode, we need to start up a new file for the hardcore difficulty. Pop the trophy for crafting the last of the items, easy clean up hardcore mode to finish off the 100%. Overall this is a great trophy list let down by Mercenaries and how restrictive the hard mode of that is. Without the DLC it feels like you need everything to go perfect to even have a chance at an S rank, but this does make me want to play more Resident Evil games soon.